How to go from a burnout businesswoman to superior success. How to reclaim your balance, even double your income. Balance isn't about more focus or discipline or simply working fewer hours. It's about operating from a state of mind that is in superior flow for you rather than in a constant state of stress or anxiety or overwhelm or overworking, which puts you in that fight or flight mode constantly. Traditional training might tell you to do things like read positive thinking books, do affirmations, make a vision board, and trying to encourage you to stay on the positive side of life and business because today more than ever, we are bombarded with information. We are on overload with videos and scrolling and people and cell phones and texting and phone calls. It really is a very, very overloaded world right now. So now more than ever, you really need to be in your flow state. There is a part of your brain that's called the critical faculty, and that acts almost as a filter between your conscious logical mind and your subconscious mind. So when you say affirmations or look at a vision board or try to convince yourself like, I'm super successful, that critical faculty looks at your nervous system or knows where you are financially and it says, yeah, no, we're not. So you want something and you desire something, and maybe you're reading that positive thinking book and you're getting a lot of good insight, but it's hard to integrate that into the flow state because if your nervous system and your mindset is wired for anxiety, it's wired for pressure, it's wired to work hard and grind and exhaust yourself. You can read all day. You can look at some pretty images, but that isn't going to change your nervous system. What is? Well, I'm here to tell you. My name's Cappi Pidwell. I'm a master of NLP and hypnotherapy, and I've been helping very successful women increase their income, grow their business very rapidly with a lot less stress, getting in that flow state, doing what aligns with you to maximize and leverage and monetize you so that you're not pushing and grinding and exhausting yourself like most of the women out there. And I'll tell you, I started doing this because I myself was taught those things. As a single mom and being in sales and being an entrepreneur, oh my gosh, it was all about overcome the objections, make all the calls, push, push, push. And everything inside of me was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. How do I do it differently? So I started thinking very much outside the box before I even became a hypnotherapist. And I started making a lot of money, doubling my sales, doing things different than everything that they were teaching me. And over the years, I developed the business woman's way, the whole brain way of selling with your masculine and feminine energy because I realized I didn't enjoy doing it. There's probably thousands of other women just like me that want to make more money, that want to grow, that want to get their message out into the world. And of course, they are out there and they're amazing. But there's still many women that are smart and talented and brilliant that are not where they want to be. So let me know in the comments if you're burnout, if you're exhausted, if you're doing things in a way that isn't working for you, and just say, this isn't working. I will do my best to comment personally and try to give you some tips and some resources, as well as I do have some resources in the description with some links to some free resources. I have an amazing ebook that's going to help you sit down and ask yourself subconscious questions so that you can begin to identify what might be stopping you from either more money, from better balance, to regulate your nervous system, to have less stress, reduce your anxiety. Here's the key. You have to do the work. I can share solutions with you, but if you just listen to me and you don't click and you don't go explore more, you're just going to click on to the next video and someone else is going to have the next best thing. And I do feel like today, with all the information out there, and of course now we're dealing with AI, so you still need people. You still need that connection, that community, that collaboration, especially as a woman. We operate in community and sharing and collaboration. So leverage good tools, leverage AI, but stay connected to a community and to people that are actually going to help you get there. I hear a lot of words, mindset this, mindset that, but there's not a lot of solutions that help you understand first what is stored in your subconscious mind. Always step one. And then step two, how do you rewire the subconscious? There are videos and affirmation things, and people listen and they hope and they trying to get there. But I talk to people that listen to a lot of that stuff and they're like, Cappy, it just isn't working. Why not? And it's like saying you're trying to put new energy on top of a belief that says something like, money's hard to make. And yet you're listening to, I'm a multimillionaire. And you're trying to convince yourself that that's what you believe. And I can tell you, your beliefs drive your business. They drive your bank account. They drive your relationships. So, in the ebook, in the work I do, I want you to begin with you. Then the rewiring process happens after that. So, do the work, really explore yourself. Then the next step would be the subconscious rewiring process. Because right now, your mindset is set to your default, right? To whatever feels familiar is very automatic and natural for you. So if somebody says, Cappy, I want to make this much money, and it's not natural for them to make that much money, and their default is this much money, it doesn't matter what the number is, really. It's just whatever your beliefs are in alignment with what you were taught, what you saw, what you felt, what your experience has been. That is the familiar feeling, the natural autopilot that your subconscious is set to. So after you do the exploring, which is very powerful, then you want to understand how the rewiring works, and I'm going to explain that now. Your subconscious is a million times more effective as an information processor than your logical mind is. And yet, so many people don't teach us this stuff. So that's why I love to teach it. And then the next step is make those sessions or create those subconscious products that you can put on and go to sleep to. Yes, you'll sleep great and feel amazing when you wake up, but to put them on and let your mind drift into that theta delta state where you become very receptive to new powerful information. So that is really the next step. It's the deeper subconscious level of learning. And understand you cannot positively think your way out of your childhood programs. Things that say, like, especially for women, be nice, don't be rude, don't ask for what you want. A lot of women don't want to hear no, so they fear the follow up, right? They don't want the rejection. This is all subconscious stuff because none of us want to feel bad. So we need to detach that emotional energy from this, ladies, to really grow our business and understand, where do you need, number one, to rewire yourself? And then number two, how do you maximize and leverage your own feminine energy along with your masculine energy? I think so many people have it confused. Women are highly masculine and pushing and shoving much of the day, and then they wonder why they can't find a relationship and say, men are intimidated by me. It's not that. You're just in 100% your masculine energy. So how do you balance and blend that? I teach all that. I'm going to encourage you to go watch one of my other videos so that you can begin to understand how powerful your mindset is, and then the actions and steps and strategies you build for your business. Bottom line, monetize, maximize, and really leverage your life so that you become the leader and the gifted woman you are in your business. And of course, that then flows out into the community, your clients, all the other activities that you're in, your family, your friends. I always say the more you go within, the less you live without. So if you're interested in rewiring yourself, if you're interested in really discovering your limiting beliefs, check out the links below and leave me a comment. I find sometimes that women go, oh gosh, Cappy, this makes so much sense. Leave me a comment and say, yeah, I've plateaued, or yes, I'm stuck, or help me get out of this. And I will do my best to get back to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just remember, your subconscious mind and your success steps really matter. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm Cappi Pidwell, and I'll see you in my next video.